I'm just an ex-employee of your misery who's finally come to the reality that your love sucks. No longer do I have to pretend or fake the earthquake that did not take place when you get your man some nights. Maybe if your man was in the room, he could have helped you connect the dots and actually find my G-spot. But I'm done with you. And the tears I shed back then were for me, and I cried each one of them happily, because I knew in my heart did too that I was finally done with a schmuck like you. Because your love sucks. Your inability to love me as the queen God created me to be has left you shamelessly calling me, crying, baby, I made a mistake. I wasn't ingrate, and now I want you back because all others fail in comparison. How arrogant to misinterpret my singleness for desperation. Fortunately, the chapter of my life that made you relevant has been deleted. Seated now on that commode of a soul of yours is regret. And yes, I am still slippery when wet, but you can bet that this lady has learned her lesson the first time. So no need to press rewind. The path of pathetic you now tread is a road few care to travel. So beg and plead if you must, but trust, your love still sucks. But I'm gonna be good now. I'm gonna go back to love. I'm gonna follow up with this piece. This next piece was inspired by The Perfect Stranger. Yeah, I'll say that. It was just a chance meeting, exchanging nothing more than a pleasant greeting at the local Home Depot. Having no intention of purchasing anything other than a flashlight, once you were in sight, that all changed. Strange how an unexpected moment can alter the component of your entire day. Anyway, I stayed in aisle 3 reluctantly so that I would seem oblivious to your presence in the next row. Slow and steady, I perused through the bamboo shutters. Instantly, my heart flooded when you came to introduce yourself. Hi, my name is... Wow. Funny how seconds can turn into hours and hours into days when swapping information like where I enjoy vacationing and what's my favorite wine. So, when it finally came time for us to choose a place for our first date, I didn't hesitate to weigh your favorite color. Green. Seems now it's my favorite too because it reminds me of you. Anxiously, I arrived dressed in my new beloved hue and headed straight over to where you were seated. Hello. Laughing over appetizers and drinks, exchanging flirtatious stares and winks, and I'm wondering if I excite you as much as you do me. I'm pondering what this could be if we continue to get to know one another. Man, this kind of chemistry is undeniable. I can't wait to see what this permits. Transparently, I admit that I haven't met anyone that interests me lately. But you are a definite maybe. Thank you. Yeah.
Nikki never got the flashlight at Home Depot. But I have to go back to her first piece, Your Love Sucks. Men, if you don't know this, women will talk about bad dick all day long. And then you can bring up the story again a year later and we'll act like we never heard it. And we'll talk about it all day long. So please don't ask who's your daddy and can you feel this? Don't ask those questions. I don't have one, but just, you know, being on this guy's green earth for a minute. When that little dick get hard, he is the biggest dick in the world in his mind. He's like super dick and like 2 inches tall. But I digress. So please don't say who's it. Just do your job. Have a tight tongue game. Come to your mic. Brother that drove all the way down here from Philly. Mr. A.J. Flow. I just met this brother tonight. And from what I'm hearing, you know, he might burn this thing down. We're gonna see what he's gonna do. Clap it up for AJ.
I just want to say I gotta follow that though, right?
Okay, I feel like crazy. Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a good and bad, and I'm gonna do the bad first. Y'all funny. It's gonna be a live roll. Afraid to touch you, you might pull away. Afraid to kiss you, as you may say, not today. We used to kiss with passion. Now you say, I don't like to kiss that way. Afraid to say I love you, as the words of love may not be reciprocated. Things were so grand in the beginning, full of bliss, with a touch, a laugh, and a kiss. It was like dessert to a meal. We ended it with I love you and sealed it with a kiss. Our gaze and smiles filled the air. Now you come to bed and close, cover up your face with a sheet to your nose. Our goodnight kisses have been replaced with a proverbial line drawn in the sand, now in the bed to mark your space. Have you ever felt alone when someone was there? No more rollover, hand in my chest, or scooch over, or snuggle just to see if I was there. Laughter replaced by a blank stare. Spooning now replaced by a knife raised in the air. No more random words just to say I care. Where did the love go? You say it went nowhere. But you roll over and pull the covers and put your ass in the air. I reach for you to feel your skin, but it's like chasing and grasping on the thin air. It's hard to love when you feel like love was never there. All right? In this second piece, I actually wrote it a few hours ago. And I got stuck, and I needed to hear her voice, so I called. And I was able to hear her voice, and I was able to finish the poem. So bear with me for a moment, okay? First time that I saw her, I knew it was love. She had the most beautiful eyes this world has ever seen, as pure as the white of a dove, to be treated with kid gloves, given to me from the man above, so I knew this was love. A lean, clean queen, right out of a magazine, or better yet, a God-given dream. Her voice is powerful yet sweet. Before she came into my life, I felt so incomplete. But if I was ever to show her what a real man could be, I had to turn to my Bible, and I had to be like 1 Corinthians 13. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child, but when I grew up, I put childish things away. When I touched her skin for the very first time, a tear came to my eye. That's how I know it was love. The first words I uttered to her was, I love you. She looked at me with amazement. She smiled and blushed, almost looking through me. I knew this was love. As time went on, our relationship grew closer and closer. We started to form a bond that could never be broken. Her smile was radiant and warm. Every time she says, I love you, it's like hearing a quiet storm. And that's love. It's amazing the way she says, I love you. It gives me shivers, and sometimes I have to stand back and be in awe of her and say, God, what did I do to deserve a gift like this from you? She is captivating, illustrating a wonderful bloodline. And 12 years later, I'm still happy that she's mine. She's the only female in this world that I let call me daddy. Because when she says it to me, it means everything. She is love. She is my daughter. The love I have for her is only matched by the love for my other seed, Aaron Marcellus Jackson II. And to both of them, I am their king. And one day, she will be a queen. But today, as I write this, she's my princess, Deja Aaron Jackson, my female everything. Oh.
Give it up for AJ. That is how you follow that. Let's give it up for fatherhood. And for men to do what they're supposed to do. Coming to the stage next, Nikita, where are you? Are you in the room? Hi. Nikita. This sister has come a long way with her poetry as far as performing. She would sit back and not come on the mic. And she got on the mic, and now she's addicted to the mic. So can y'all clap it up? Give a big round of applause for almost That was awesome. Okay, this one is called We Make It All Up. This, that, love affair. It is what it is, nothing major, just someone to do. He had no intentions of making you his boo. He never told you he was digging you. He only wanted to dig in you. See, sisters, we have this illusion of grandeur, when in his mind, it's either you or her. But I know he loves me. How could he not? I'm intelligent and witty. I'm musically inclined. My vocabulary is extensive. I can stimulate his mind and have him coming to his senses. How could he not love me? I can check my oil and change my tire. I cook, I clean, I'm fine, and my sex game is mean. How could he not love me? I do this and all of that, when all he really wanted was you on your back, or on your knees with your chest against the floor. It was your desire for so much more.
Keep going, babe.
I can't make you love me if you don't. I will not stand around to be hurt. I won't. It took a minute, it takes some time to realize that the love that we shared was all in my mind.
All right.
I'm not going to force her to do two pieces. But next time, you better bring it, girl. Give it up for Nikki again. We're getting accustomed and used to the mic. Give it up for Twisted Words too, because he will hold that mic for you, girl. He's there for you. Where is Tarinna, who's throwing on this event? She's going to come up here and bless the mic with two poems. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. We're doing a good part of love, the bad part of love, more bad than good, but we're going to get it together. So, and shout out to DJ Clappa. Doing the damn thing. Come on, Tarinna.
Hi, everybody. I am Tarinna Terrell, and I thank all of y'all for coming. Oh my gosh. I was going to give some personal shout outs. AJ, thank you. I don't want to call everybody's name. And KROB, she goes, thank you so much. The CEO, she had the vision to do fundraisers and things, and so I'm into poetry, and so actually Jeffrey, Big Homie, gave me the idea, and so I just went with it. And so thank you all. We have a full house, and it's really for a good cause. And so I just want to say thank everybody, because people do not have to participate in your events. People don't have to donate their time. They drove all the way from Philly from here, and I'm really, 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 really grateful. So can y'all get a Philly people hand? This poem is called Confusion. Anybody ever been confused before? Confused, like mind going back and forth. Confused, you don't know what you want to do. You like it today, tomorrow you don't. You like it today. Right. Right. Don't hang up, call me back. I'm confused. All that good stuff, right. Blast them out on Facebook and say, oh, I'm sorry, I was drinking. I'm confused. Right, so this poem is called Confused. Do I want love or do I want sex? This notion keeps oscillating in my cerebral cortex. But his smell makes my medulla oblongata restrict itself with air. The next thing I know, I let down my Rapunzel hair. Oh, that's not me. Then I'm getting good, passionate love. Then I envision his caress as sweet as a dove. How does this keep happening? Do I want love or do I want sex? This notion keeps oscillating in my cerebral cortex. My neurotransmitters at this age send frequent messages of lust. I declare having sex is truly a must. But do I want love or do I want sex? Sometimes I'm unsure, but I know my heart I tend to protect. So I keep walking the dog and bending up like a yoga pretzel. Maybe I will get lost like Hansel and Gretel. Or stay stuck in this fairy tale and keep asking, do I want love or do I want sex? There is no clear answer because my spirit is still vexed. And my cerebral cortex is bruised from often being used and abused. Do I want love or do I want sex? Keep following this story. I will let you know what happened next. Look out for the sequel. Do I want love or do I want sex? It all depends. Sometimes you just want sex, that's all. I don't need you to stay. Go home. I'll call you. Maybe I might not. You know, when females do that, they don't really like that too much. Like, I'll call you. He's like, this dude was like, who's signing up for that? I was like, oh, why? Okay. My bad. Trading places. I can't take that. This one is called New Direction. I actually work in a drug program. I'm a counselor. This is my side thing where I could really say what I want to say because working for the court system, I sort of kind of can't. I'm in front of judges all day, you know, so you got to be proper and etiquette. But out here, I can say whatever. So this poem is called Take a New Direction. Take a new direction like you should. When you let him run up in you with no protection. Take a new direction from his mental traps that are filled with pain from being continuously slapped. Slapped by low self-esteem, think I better let it go. Y'all know that song? Another love to take. Knocked out and asphyxiated by the pretension of his love. Because he shows you a little attention, you swear he's sweet as a dove. But like a bird, he makes many nests. He's like a peacock to many. He sticks out his chest. You are blinded by his words because his speech eases your pain. But at the end of the night when he leaves, you are filled with disdain. Your cup runneth over full of his calm, paralyzed by his bullshit, swearing you are the one. But she is the one too. She gives better head. As you lay in bed awake, but really dead. Don't get caught up by his mandingo erection. It doesn't take much to get hard, but it's harder to get out of his web. Do it before you put a 9mm to his head. Why? Because he doesn't love you. Why? Because you don't love yourself. Please take a new direction. I'm trying not to. I said I wasn't gonna cry. It's okay, Rob. I was not gonna cry. But I'm really, really like excited and happy. This event, all the proceeds that you all gave the tickets and bought the tickets go to students from single parent homes. And sometimes it really is a struggle for not just single parents, but just any parents, but particularly single parents, sometimes trying to make ends meet. And I never thought that I would end up being a single parent, but it is what it is, and it's all good. I actually think my life is kind of better now. It really is. But with being all that said, as that there are some people from single parent homes, and this gentleman, he reached out to me, and I had seen him at a poetry event before, and he hit me up on Facebook. He was like, I want to participate in that. And I was like, well, what's your story? Tell me about it. And so I'll let him tell you guys all of that, but I think everything coordinates and works out as it's supposed to because he already had the program set up and everything, but once he started talking, I was like, sure, and then he flows really well with poetry. So none other than Mr. Christopher Thomas.
How y'all doing tonight? I am Christopher, aka Poetrychildz. As Tarinna was saying, I did reach out to her. I did come from a single family home. My mother worked up until the day she died. I was 9 years old when she passed away. Went to go live with my sister. Wasn't a beautiful thing because I was abused by she and her husband, in-laws, and friends who felt it necessary to use me as a punching bag. So growing up and all of that, and discovering, you know, I'm gay, and then coming home having to be fucked up, and then all this other stuff, you know, it was hurtful. Fell into drugs, cocaine, and drinking, and all that good stuff, and then just finding love, that form of love, any way I could find to feel whole, just reaching and pulling just to feel whole. So this